Captain Vikrant Khanna is an accomplished pilot who is preparing for a flight from Dubai to Kochi. He drinks alcohol and parties the night before the flight and feels tired on boarding it, where his co-pilot is Tanya Albuquerque. Later, a cyclone in Kochi leads to the flight being diverted to Trivandrum on Khanna's suggestion. Despite objection from Albuquerque says that Bengaluru has to be the second option, not Trivandrum, as the latter is near Kochi and has a high chance of having bad weather too. Khanna says that if they divert to Trivandrum, they can attempt a landing there and save fuel. Due to miscommunication, the pilots do not realize that Trivandrum is facing weather worse than Kochi, which reduces the visibility level. Captain Khanna somehow manages to land the flight while closing his eyes and averts a major disaster. Prior to an inquiry, a small interrogation takes place, including Khanna's medical test. The instrument, however, is damaged and isn't able to reveal whether or not Khanna is drunk. The inquiry is held regarding the pilot's actions, headed by AAIB head Narayan Vedant. The inquiry is held mainly because Alma Asthana, an elderly woman who was on the flight and was the sole passenger to trust Khanna with his decision to divert to Trivandrum, had died of a heart attack on her way to the hospital. During the inquiry, a polygraph is conducted on Khanna. Vedant scares Albuquerque with his questions and she mistakenly reveals that Khanna had closed his eyes during landing. Uddharan Chenne. During the next session of the inquiry, Khanna reveals that he has a photographic memory, so he knew what he was doing during landing, even though his eyes were closed as he was imagining everything in his mind. He eventually proves it through a simulated flight with Vedant as his co-pilot. He makes the same movements that he did on the night of the landing, this time wearing an eye cap over his eyes, to assure Vedant that he can land flights without seeing. He is suspended for 3 months, but is praised for his skill. Uddharan.